version of the independence. We talk about what's going down up in this wrestling business. Hosted by the boss, his name is Cody Fleming. That's the homeboy. Go home, boy, before you get evicted. We about to get it on. Your boy Josh Harper, the favorite general. The real deal, Hill, Daddy Bills is a beast with the mouthpiece. Talk dumb and up on the floor. Tell me when to go. Every week we do this. Hit 'em with a little bit of sweet chin music. And I only beef over cake like Brutus. The barber and Ann Arbor, MIW go hard like. Where do we come from? What do we do? Dissect matches and break down moves. You're tuned in to an interlude. When I look into the middle of your mind, that's an interview. Independent, you better get with the movement. We only winning, we never been in the losing. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and see us on the news.
Hello and welcome to Michigan Independent Weekly. If this is your first time joining us, please smash the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Absolutely. But you know what's next to that subscribe button?
What's that?
A little bell.
Oh.
Click that bell, and that way you'll be notified of all the new content that's constantly coming out to the Rasslin Rage channel. You get interviews, you get matches, you get MIW, you get Rasslin Rage. There's always great content going on, right? Heck, right now you can go and check out the new Catching Up with Mr. Fitness interview.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not only that, but if you don't want to watch the video, or if you don't have the time for the video, you can catch us on Podbean. That's a fantastic way to listen to just the audio while you're mowing the lawn, doing the dishes, or going for a car ride. So that is Podbean. You can find Rasslin Rage, MIW, and a lot of the interviews. Cody's going through and putting a lot of the back catalog on there too, so you can find the different things you're looking for. Make sure to scroll down in the description, and you can find the link for the audio content.
He was showing off with the whole Podbean thing.
Yeah, he was.
He's showing off. I see. That's all right, though. Because you know what? I got my delivery today from one of our sponsors, the guy in the room with us, Mr. Happy Harper himself. Got to try out the new dark chocolate cherry.
Nice.
Dark chocolate strawberry.
Yeah, strawberry. Man, that stuff was good. Thank you, sir. And
so good he forgot what it was.
well, you know what? It as my wife, you know, she got hers. She loves hers.
Right.
So thank you for your delivery, Mr. Happy Harper. It is the one thing that makes me happier. And it makes, well, you know what? Hey, he can't deliver it if he's dead. I'm just saying.
It's true.
And we
Keep
want
the
to,
recipe's secret.
yes, give a shout out to our other sponsor, BCWA. You can find them on Facebook at GoBCWA or on their website at www.gobcwa.com.
That's right. Last week, we created a poll asking the fans of Michigan indie wrestling what faction they believed is the top faction in Michigan. The poll ended on Saturday, May 2nd, with the Nomads taking the win over every faction in Michigan, including the Death Threat Army. Sunday, May 3rd, on the live episode of Rasslin Rage, we were joined by the leader of the Nomads, Ace Evans. You can watch or listen on YouTube or Podbean, like Josh talked about. Tonight, we have Ace, Road Rash, Chuck Weeden, and just added Moe Evans.
Wow.
Nice.
To get even a closer look into the faction known as the Nomads.
Are all of our squares going to be enough to fit on there? Man, I don't think we've ever had so many people on at the same time. But a great thing about this kind of stuff is when you have a group that's been around for this long with this many people, you can hear the same story from different perspectives, and sometimes it's entirely different. So this should be a really neat episode.
Every episode is a great episode, Josh. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in it. Cody's in it. And you're kind of in it too, you know.
And now, Ace Evans, Moe Evans, Road Rash, and Chuck Weeden from the Nomads. Here we are with Chuck Weeden, Road Rash, Ace Evans, and like we said before, newly added Moe Evans, all from the Nomads. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
my
having
pleasure,
us.
my pleasure.
Always.
Now, thank you again for coming out. Ace, thanks for joining us again today. And for everyone else, thank you so much for coming onto the show. The first question that I have, though, is for Chuck. The first time I had the privilege of really seeing the Nomads in action, they were in the process of trying to recruit you. And I know they were putting a lot of time and energy into getting you into the club. So the question I have for you is, what ultimately made you decide to join them? And at the time, what was holding you back?
You know what's funny, Josh, is there really was no holding me back. The decision was already made. And that's the problem that Matt Breeden had at New Breed. You seen how shocked he was when we made that transition where I officially joined? It was since that day that we came up with the plan that I was going to be part of the Nomads. So there was no intentions of making it look like that I was going to join him. You know, it's already done and done.
Right. Voice changer again.
Love it.
It's done.
We started the poll in the top faction debate, so to speak. There's been a challenge issued from another faction in Michigan. We saw, was it last night or earlier today, Dre Jacobs of War Inc. Laid out a challenge to the Nomads. And what a better time to ask the question, since we have, 4 of the members here. Will the Nomads accept the challenge if it's put out there?
This is a challenge that we've issued each other for the last 4 years, and it's just never happened. We've had it set up at 2 or 3 different spots, and then either ball was dropped or promotions would fold or whatever. So it's in the works, hopefully soon. It's just when and where and all that is the next question.
Yeah, that's definitely something. When I seen that, I was really happy. It was Christmas when I seen that. That would be awesome.
We're working on it.
Give us.
I would love to work with Dre Jacobs and TJ Myers. I met TJ for one of the New Breed shows. I've known him for a little bit. And then I got to meet Dre for the Lake Orion show that they did for the special education program. And at that time, I got a chance to get to know him a little bit, and I got to see him actually work face-to-face instead of watching videos. And I got to admit, I was pretty impressed. But now the question is does that big man think he can keep up with this big man,
Ooh.
You are pretty fast. You and Road Rash are the fastest guys the Nomads have. So
That'd be amazing to watch.
Yes, it would.
Now, last night, you got the challenge from War Inc., which you guys said has been going on for a while. So, I mean, we're excited for that already. But on the live chat on Rasslin Rage Sunday night, the Faceless was brought up in the live chat. And then in the same chat, the Guru brought up the Detroit Punks. And Ace brought up the Dark Kingdom. So it seems like you guys are the faction that people need to challenge, which makes sense because you won the poll. You were the most dominant faction in Michigan. So the question that I have for you guys is, who are you most eager to get your hands on? Like, what other faction would you guys really like to face?
I want a real deal shot with DTA. I mean, we were head to head in that poll and I think the war game thing that you guys brought up would be fire.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
I'd have to agree. DTA would definitely be my choice. I've had a few run-ins with Aaron Orion, even back in the day when he was teaming with Chris Corvus, if you guys remember that, when they was known as the Thoroughbreds. I had a solid tag match with them back up in Sheboygan. And, that was a full house, and that crowd just went absolutely AWOL. So, I mean, if I could get in the ring with Aaron again, I think we could have another solid match. And as well as Jack goes, I've known Jack for a long time. Always wanted to work with Jack. I think we could have ourselves a solid match with the Nomads and DTA as well.
So what what 4 DTA guys would you guys want to go up against?
If I were to pick, it'd be Aaron O'Ryan. It would be Jack Price, Tommy Vendetta. I got to meet him at Blue Water. I would love to work with him. And the fourth one, man, that'd be a tough call. Probably would be Weir.
Oh, wow.
I'm on the same page with you, except for instead of Weir, I would pick KIA for me.
Instead of
you, Mo? What about you, Mo?
I'd go Wick.
Wick.
Yeah.
Instead of Wick, I would do Isaiah Browner.
Ooh. There you go.
Nice. Now, Road Rash.
Yes, sir.
When did you join the Nomads, and what drew you to make that decision to join?
Okay, so this is a crazy story. I was originally training at Dan Severn's way back in 2002. Had a kid, so I dropped out of wrestling to raise my daughter. She got into it, so I started going to PPW shows. When I seen Ace Evans and the Nomads, I didn't want to be in WWE no more or any of the feds. I said, I want to be a Nomad. That's what drove me to go back to training, and the Nomad scooped me right up.
Interesting.
Wow,
Great.
that's awesome.
Now, we kind of talked about it a little bit just a few minutes ago, where we talked about the war games, with DTA. Now, I mean, that would be so awesome. War games rules, the 2 rings. Now we know that this is something that you guys would love to do too. Have you ever faced DTA before, faction versus faction? We know that you guys have tagged, against them, but have you ever done full faction versus faction with them before?
Only
No.
in brawls. There's never been an actual match of it. We've brawled it out all over the arena, but there's never been a faction war between the two of us.
So that would be the first actual time that the two got together.
Absolutely.
And I hope some promoter this up.
Yeah,
I mean,
they'd be stupid not to.
that'd be a
Truthfully.
whole show right there. Just
Right.
the 90 members of Nomads and the 90 members of DTA.
Well, if you put together 2 rings and do the war games, like I said, and you do, dude, that's it's over. Like you said, Josh, it's all you got to do.
Right.
You could probably charge like $90 a ticket, and people would buy it. It'd be cool. It'd be awesome. Very good stuff.
Yeah. Now, I know last night for us on the live show of Rasslin Rage, Ace made mention to the Nomads hitting the road before all this stuff happened. Are you guys excited about seeing new faces to punch, new chests to chop? Where are you excited about going?
Well, we made our trips. I know Ace has talked about our trips to Ohio. And the one thing I like about the road trips is that there's always new challenges, always new faces, always new things to learn on the road, because everybody's always trained in a different style of this business. And that's the one thing I truly enjoy. Doesn't matter where I go. It's the workers that I get a chance to meet and be able to learn from them, learn their style, learn their art, learn how they talk, learn how they work with the people. It's just a combination of everything that I look forward to. So, I definitely want to go back around the country as best I can. I know I've been in talks with even some folks out in California, which wow. I'd love to get us out there for. I would even love to go back into Canada, because we all can admit that Canada is like a big wrestling fan base there. We're talking, from the workers like Bret Hart, Chris Jericho, and those guys. Absolutely. It's the people that, even though they are phenomenal workers, but it's the talk of the people that's got their name around as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me personally, I'm looking forward to doing a little run in the East Coast, New Jersey, New York. I don't know. Maybe it's me being a kid and a Knicks fan, but I really look forward to going to that side.
Yeah. What about
I'd rather go.
What about you, Mo?
I want to go south. I want to hit like Texas area, Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, down that way, down where some of the southern roots were.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get that. I'm an old mid-south guy. You know, I love the southern style of wrestling. I was telling the guys a while back that you know, long before I was a fan of WWE, I found the NWA, you know, in mid-south and you know all the territories that were in there, and that's what you know the indies and the small territories. That's what brought me to wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that we talk about the southern style of wrestling because I mean I don't know if you guys are following them, but you know that obviously Kane, aka Glenn Jacobs, and Tom Pritchard's got their wrestling school there in Tennessee, and they're always posting like seminar footage, and you know they even post a variety of other video footages. Like obviously when the WWE guys come there, heck, even Sheamus went there just to learn the basics again from
Yes.
Tom Pritchard, which was really cool, by the way. But I mean, you know, for even the upcoming new guys, you know, definitely something to check those guys out for sure.
Right. Absolutely. Danny,
Yes,
what-
sir.
you got a question to ask?
Yeah. We know we were talking to Ace yesterday about how you know we just a little bit of time that we've actually started traveling. You know, we've got some pretty good road stories, and we had Ace give us a couple of his favorites. Any of you guys have a favorite road stories that you wouldn't mind sharing with us?
I do. I don't know if Ace shared this one or not, but this is the one that sticks out. Me and Ace, we did a 2-day shot with PPW. It was Traverse City, and then the next day we went out to Manistee. Well, on the way to Manistee, we had me, Ace, Samson Real, One Night Only, and one of our security guys. Well, it's getting, you know, country. Me and Ace, although we live in the city, we have property up north in the country all our lives. So we're used to it. Well, these two city boys in the back, they're getting nervous because we turned down this road and it looks like the houses look like straight from Deliverance. There's the road's big enough for one car, but it's a two-way road for whatever reason. And once they start seeing these houses that look creepy as hell, they I just remember Samson Real saying, "Oh, bro, I think we should turn around." And I said, "We ain't turning around for nothing, boys. Let's keep going straight through."
Nice. Chuck, you got one you want to throw in there on with there?
I got a couple, but it probably shouldn't be something to be talked about on here. So
Hey, well,
Yeah.
you know, Truth Martini talked about some good stuff with us one night, and it
Oh,
was,
it was-
you know, talking about getting a hooker and stuff. It was a good night when we were. Remember that, Josh? When we were talking.
Oh
Truth?
yeah,
It was
that's
good time. Good time. All right, so what do you think sets the Nomads apart from all the other factions here in the state of Michigan? Because obviously there is something. Granted, like you said, like Road Rash touched upon a little bit earlier, it was pretty close between the Nomads and DTA, but there was this,
7 votes.
yeah, but there was a big push there from the Nomads that put it over the edge. And that push and the dedication from your fans and that big following that you have gave you that. So what do you think gives you the advantage over the rest of the factions here?
Well, like you were saying on the one show, you said we're a club, and we are a club. It's not Road Rash and the Nomads or Ace Evans, and it's the Nomads. We all together, we are one of the most dominant forces in professional wrestling. I mean, that's been proven time and time again. That's my input on it. We are the club, and no one's above the other.
Whoa, we can't say we're the club. That was like on
Well,
WWE.
you know what I mean.
Cease and desist. Cease and desist.
We're gonna get our
cease and desist.
yeah, there goes the show.
No,
We're done.
it's over.
Ah, crap.
Cease and desist. But yeah, that's awesome. Chuck, you got something you want to throw in on that one?
Yeah, you know, I think the one thing that really makes us stand out as far as a group goes is we just don't play as a group. We live as a group. You know, for example, everybody looks at me, he's like, oh, what, you play a bike or something? Dude's like, I get on my Road King. I go cruising. I went out to Sturgis. I live the life that I play, that I portray.
Right.
It's not a pretend game. And I think the fact that people can look at us and be like, you know, he actually does what he says he does.
Right.
That I think that kind of helps draw it in.
Right.
You know, and I know with DTA, I know Aaron was in the military and so was Vendetta. I don't know if Jack was or of the others, you know, and I can respect the fact that, you know, they were in the military and everything. And I think that's also what draws people into them as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
But us as a group, we do what we say, we live what we do. And I think that's what really helps draw the people in with us.
Now, side note on that question. Do you think that being part of something like a 1%er, right? We all know the 1%er, right? You know, like that portrayal in the outlaw, not necessarily a outlaw, but being an outlaw. Do you think that being kind of like the bad guy, the people want to be that bad guy, not necessarily the baddest guy in the world where like you're going to prison, but the baddest guy that lives just on the edge?
I think so, because how many times do we get cheered more than booed?
Right.
No, right.
Right.
I mean, we could do whatever we want, and like you said yesterday, you know, I could do whatever and I'll get cheered, and I think it's kind of like that, like stone cold fine line mentality. You know,
Right.
people.
It's funny that you brought that up, Ace, when you said no matter what we do, we get cheered, because that just reminded me actually when we were down in Ohio, when they were doing that big old brawl, and we were gonna go out there and act like we were gonna tear some names and throw them all over the place, and all of a sudden we just keep on going. Ace is literally walking on everybody, like literally stepping on walking, and when we just go to the bar and like literally we're just heckling them and just shouting all sorts of crazy crap, and I think we took away the attention from their big brawl, which was great.
Well, then we became the hecklers because like there's so much commotion going on that I don't think the fans could really follow what was happening. But we were heckling from the bar, and it got people to get back focused on what was going on.
Right.
Cheering for and booing for. And because we did that stupid thing, we ended up getting booked somewhere else because of that.
We did, yeah.
Now that's pretty awesome. Now we've asked you guys some questions and kind of got your background into the Nomads, and you know, kind of gave, you know, maybe don't take this the wrong way, but brought some things out that maybe people can relate to, you know, average people, because let's be honest, you guys aren't average. If you were average, you'd be, you know, a regular 9 to 5 and didn't wrestle every weekend.
I can't even spell average.
Right.
Me neither, but for a whole different reason.
But now we want to open the floor up to you to say, you know, is there something that you would like to put out there, because I know Chuck has some things that he does, but is there something that you guys would like to talk about, or something that you want to throw out there that, you know, we can discuss on the show or what have you?
I was waiting to see if anybody else was going to say something before I jumped in.
Go for it, Chuck.
All right. So like you said, Cody, you know about some of the things I do. As you guys probably noticed behind me, I do have a green screen.
Yes, sir.
And of course, you could probably notice behind me as well, like the chair I'm sitting on is not your typical chair. One thing I do when I'm not wrestling, and of course, being the badass that I am, I do have a little bit of a soft heart in me. I actually, and of course, as well as a nerd side, I do video game streaming. And I actually have a Twitch channel, and I go by the name of The Gamer Biker. So yes, I live as a biker, I wrestle as a biker, and I play as a biker. So
that's awesome.
I literally have a vest made that's got my logo and Twitch and all that stuff in the back that I literally will ride around just to promote myself in.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No, until I almost got involved in a fight in San Jose over it. But
Wow.
it's true. It's funny, but it's true. But real quick, I am like right now, during the course of this month, I'm doing some charity streaming for a group called Stack Up.
Okay.
Now, if anybody's not familiar with Stack Up, and I'm pretty sure guys like Aaron O'Ryan, DBA, and Tommy Vendetta, because they're the only ones I know for sure that's done military. I don't know if anybody else has. Stack Up is a charity a nonprofit charity organization. They raise money to build like gaming kits for veterans who either on current active duty or even off duty, if they're back in the civilian life. So, we raise these money to build these awesome kits, and, we send out to these veterans, kind of giving them our thank you for everything that they've done.
Absolutely. Right. That's awesome.
So I do a lot of charity streaming, and then the other charity I do stream for is called Gamers Outreach, which we raise money to build mobile gaming kits, or mobile gaming carts, I should say, for children's hospitals. So like I've seen these carts, right, and they're like light as a feather. I couldn't believe it, but they got built-in gaming consoles and a TV that they wheel around to all the kids' hospital rooms and everything. Right. So as they go through the treatment, they got some entertainment of hope and all that. As they go through. So I do a lot. So I do a lot of charity stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like, I may be the big bad biker, but I'm also a nerd off camera. So.
Right. Well, another thing that I kind of would like to talk about that we didn't really touch upon on Sunday night on Rasslin Rage, and I know pretty much everybody here knows this, but maybe not everybody that watches Rage or MIW knows this, but Ace is Face Kicked Apparel. And, I couldn't tell you to be offhand, but there is mostly every wrestling shirt in Michigan is probably made by Face Kick Apparel. And if it's not made by Face Kick Apparel now, it was at one point.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be perfectly honest, we're gonna put it out there. So, real quick, or not even real quick, just how did you get into that? Like, where did you? Because I know you started out in vinyl, and now you've progressed into screen printing. How did that happen?
So I saved up. I was tired of being the guy waiting weeks or months for T-shirts.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just gonna do it myself. It can't be too hard. So the wife and I, we saved up money to get the vinyl cutter, and we got the heat press and everything. We just practiced making our own stuff. Well, then guys on the shows that we go to, oh, who made your stuff? Well, we made it. Well, how much did you charge me? I don't know, because I was only gonna do it for myself, really. So we messed with it, but then we came to find out that people, instead of wanting 15 shirts, they want 30, 40, 50 shirts. And doing that in vinyl, like all those the shirts that we did for Blue Water, that took us forever long because so much into it. But we then upgraded to screen print after that because just quality and speediness and all that. And now we're able to make our times that we're looking for. We try to shoot for a 2-week window for people to wait for their shirts, because some guys, they'll put an order in and you'll see on Facebook, man, I've been waiting 3 months for my shirts, and I didn't like that. So I'm hoping that with us being a quick turnaround that people will appreciate that.
Hey, I got to tell a story about Ace in the shirts. I had Ace make up a bunch of shirts because everybody knows that I'm a ball coach, and I had him make up a whole bunch of shirts. And he came down here when he was helping train at Blue Water, and the man raced the rain on his bike to get down here so that the box of shirts that he was bringing me didn't get wet.
That's awesome. Now, the MIW shirts, the first run of MIW shirts were printed by Face Kick Apparel. The very first print run of Rasslin Rage was done by Face Kick Apparel.
Yeah.
Awesome limited edition. I don't even think I have any more of those. But one of the things I wanted to ask you, like, dude, I know that you have a lot of business throughout the state of Michigan, as far as T-shirts go. Is the expansion happening? What are you looking to do? Are you looking to go even bigger than that?
The goal is my wife is learning how to make gear. She wants to learn how to do tights and underwear and all that stuff. And my goal is to learn same things plus learn how to do boots, because not many places around here offer boots. You know, you got like the boots that Moe and I have, they've lasted us like 12 years from Mexico, but it also took, almost a year to get them.
Right.
And then I got another pair of boots when XJ was over in India, but I had to wait for him to come back over here with
Right.
the boots. But those are pretty good made. They're starting to fall apart a little bit, but not too bad. But nobody around here offers boots.
That's crazy, man. But I mean, I love how everything here within, the Nomads, wrestling, and everything, like, so, like Chuck's has, he's a gaming biker. He's got his gaming thing going on, but he's still also a nomad. Road Rash has his thing. You have your thing. Moe has his own. You all have skills and sets of skills that you bring to the collective bunch, to the group. And that I think that is one of the other things that sets you guys apart from everybody else, because in the industry as people, but also as professional wrestlers. So that's awesome. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us, man. You guys, dude, it's really awesome to have you guys, because as soon as I asked Ace, he was like, absolutely. And he said, I'll reach out to the guys, and you guys are here, and I want to say thank you without absolute question. You guys are amazing, and thank you for humbling us and being here today.
Well,
Thank
thank
you so
you
much.
for having us.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys having us.
Thank you very much.
right on. All right.
Yeah, it's a bad here. Thank you.
Thank you to the Nomads again for being on the show, and thank you to everyone that voted in the MIW group poll to make the Nomads the top faction in the state of Michigan.
Hey, if you don't agree, tough. That's how it works in America. If you don't like it, you should have voted. Join the MIW group to keep up to date with all the future polls. And you know what? Hit subscribe. If you like the videos, you'll get them. Hit the bell. Make sure you share it too. Hey, I took a few weeks off, kind of give myself a break and you people a break, and you still didn't do it. So I'm going to tell you what. Do it. Hit the button.
Well, thank you again to the Nomads and to everyone for inviting us into your lives once again. Don't forget, Rasslin Rage is live every Sunday at 8 p.m. on r2youtube.com. That's the letter R, the number 2, youtube.com. For Michigan Independent Weekly, I'm Cody.
I'm Josh.
I'm Dan. Later, losers.
May the 4th be with you, and happy Revenge of the 5th.
I wanna rock.
Go preach.
Rock.